What if one YouTube video could bring you leads for months, even years, without spending a dime on ads? Well, it is possible, and I've done it not only for myself, but I've helped others do it over and over again. So I'm going to show you the exact YouTube strategy that I use to grow my business, collect leads on autopilot, and close high-ticket deals without feeling like a slimy salesman, because no one wants that. All right, so if we are trying to use YouTube to actually make money, the first thing we need to have is an offer. If you don't have an offer, if you don't have something to sell, it's really difficult to create a roadmap to make money. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that started with the passion of saying, I want to put out a bunch of YouTube videos because I really love it. And then they built a business afterwards. Fine, you can do that. It's a little bit harder. If you go into it knowing what you're selling, then your content is going to relate to that, which makes it a little easier to grow the audience that wants to buy the thing that you are selling. So, number one, first thing we need to do is we need to reverse engineer our offer. So essentially what this is we need to work backwards. So if I'm selling X, whatever X is, I need to figure out who the avatar is or the person that I want to be selling that to. Who is the ideal person that's going to be buying X? And the reason we want to do this is because we need to build out our algorithm. So if we are trying to sell X to a specific person, this specific person is the person we want to talk to all the time over and over again. If we kind of talk to avatar 1 and then avatar 2, and then we've got another offer over here, we start talking to them as well. The issue is they're all a little bit different. And the more targeted we can get to one person to sell the one thing, the algorithm for YouTube is going to say, great, I know who this person is. I know what they want. And every time you put a video out, I'm going to show it in front of those people. So step one, we've got to figure out our offer and who the right audience is so we can make our videos for that audience over and over again. Because the more you can stack to the right audience, the more likely your next video is going to be shown to them as well. Step number 2 of this whole entire process is my favorite thing to do. And it is basically a deep dive. And what a deep dive is, think of webinar, think of seminar, think of teaching a very specific solution to a problem. This is really the way that I like to present every single time. I'm not going surface level. I'm giving you very tactical information from experience, from results, the same way I would coach and consult a different business or business owner. And it's not a bunch of fluff. I am telling you the specific pieces of information that you should know, what I've experienced, that you can go take the framework and the steps and go follow. And by doing the deep dive, you are basically building more and more trust with your audience. So the benefit of doing this deep dive as well is generally your audience has a bunch of little problems. They got problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, so on and so forth. And then what you're selling, X up here, what you're selling has all these little problems that X would eventually solve. And so what you want to do is create a deep dive that solves one of these problems. So if we want to use actual things, we'll use my offer, for example. My offer is to help coach and consult business owners to use social media and digital marketing to get leads for their business. That's X for me. A problem a business owner may have is that they don't know how to use YouTube to get leads on autopilot, which is what the video is that we're making. I'm teaching you how to use YouTube to actually make money. So I'm solving this problem. There's other problems. Your other problem could be you don't know how to use Instagram. You don't know how to follow up with an email sequence. You don't know how to build the right landing page. All of those things are other little problems. I can help you solve that with my big offer. But first, I'm going to do a deep dive solving problem number 1. I'm giving you step 1 to moving you a little bit further in your journey. So if you get some value from me from problem 1 for free, imagine what it would be like if you paid me to actually help you and worked one-on-one. You probably would be like, man, this person is going to be very valuable. Because look at all the stuff he gave away for free. And that's where the deep dive comes in. The other benefit of the deep dive is that it shows you what it would be like working with me. I prove authority. I prove that I know what I'm doing. I prove that I can indeed walk you through a game plan and give you a framework that you can then go and implement. So the deep dive, you're going to list out all the problems that your customer may have. Your big paid offering is going to solve that, but you want to help give them step number one to solve the bigger solution, solve just one problem for them, and then they will eventually want to possibly work with you. So step 3 of this process using YouTube is to create a flywheel effect. And so what that means is if we create this deep dive, big, beefy video, this is the big video that's really helpful. It solves like a big problem. Like, how do I actually build out a YouTube channel to get me leads? Like, that's a big problem. If you do that, you could literally just run your whole entire business. What we want to do is take our deep dive and we create a flywheel, and all of our other YouTube videos are pointing to go to the deep dive. At the end of this video, I say, hey, go check out this other video to get whatever it is that I'm offering. So when you're building out your deep dive, you're going to have like 5 steps or whatever it may be. There is a formula, there's a sequence, there's multiple things that you're teaching in there. With these videos, more breakdown, a deeper dive into just one of those things. So if this has point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, video 1 would be point number 1. Video 2 would be point number 2. And so at the end of video 1, I'd say, if you want more information to learn more about how to get leads on YouTube, go watch this video. My point over here, wherever it is, and it would take you to the deep dive. So basically what we're doing with this flywheel, we're creating multiple other videos and pointing everything into the deep dive. We know that the deep dive is really going to nurture you and say, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. And it's driving you to do the thing that I want you to do, which is eventually pay for X. The big thing with creating this deep dive, this has your call to action. This in your description, you're going to have your CTA. So that's going to be your call to action, which is going to take them off of the YouTube platform. So this would be your lead magnet. So flywheel, video 1, the call to action, go watch the deep dive. Video 2, go watch the deep dive. Video 3, go watch the deep dive. You go watch the deep dive. At the end, I say, if you want more like this, if you want the PDF, the cheat sheet, the formula, the free course, whatever it is, then go to the description and click the call to action. What that's going to do, it's going to take you off of YouTube to my email list. Once you get the email, that's what I can then follow up and nurture with you, which brings us to the next step. So the call to action takes us to our email. This thing's all over the place. We'll clean it up here at the end. The call to action brings you to the email list because you get the lead magnet. The email list is where you can then follow up and nurture. And this is where sales happen. You actually can sell on your email list. If you've ever tried to sell on social media, it can work. It works way more effective when you're selling to an email list, because think about how much they've kind of been with you. First, they saw one of your videos. Then they watched a deep dive. So let's say they watched video 1 and video 2, 10 minutes each. That's 20 total minutes. They go to your deep dive, which is 20 minutes. That's 40 total minutes. Then they click on your call to action and consume that. Maybe that was 20 or 30 minutes. So now they're an hour plus in with you. Then they get 4 or 5 emails continuing to show that you have value. You're giving them a bunch of information. You're proving that you can help solve their problem. They're an hour and a half, 2 hours in of consuming your content. Then when you make your offer, and I like to do 1 per quarter. I really only like push 1 big offer per quarter in my email list because I don't want to sell all the time. Then it's way easier to have your clients convert because all of this stuff happened. And it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes they'll go through 3 or 4 different cycles on your email list before they actually convert. But once you nurture them enough, once you strike their pain point, once they're ready, when they have the actual problem that you can solve, and you send the right email at the right time with the right offer, that's when they would click to buy. So let's clean this thing up and let's walk you through step by step, really simply, of what this formula should be. So first thing you need to do, come up with your offer. Second thing, what is the most valuable piece of information you can create that's going to help solve someone's problem that would also need to pay for your offer? So solve step 1 of the multi-step process of what your offer would solve. So deep dive on YouTube. So that's step number 2. from here, if your deep dive had point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, and point number 4, you're going to make multiple videos that further explains each of those points. And what you're going to do is you're going to refer them back to go watch the full deep dive video following it there. This is number 3. Number 4 is we're creating this flywheel and it's going back around. Within this deep dive, we have our lead magnet. So with a lead magnet, what I like to do is come up with something that my competitors are charging people for, but I give away for free. So for me, my lead magnet, if you go down in the description, click on it, it's the YouTube Blueprint course. The YouTube Blueprint course is literally step-by-step how we create these YouTube videos, from doing the research, creating the thumbnails, creating the videos, recording the videos, camera presence, lighting, camera settings, editing, all of the things. I literally give you a free course. There's people out there that charge thousands of dollars for that. You can get it for free by clicking on my lead magnet. So give so much value that people feel like I should have already paid money for this. And this dude's giving it away for free. This other guy charges for it and this is free. From the lead magnet, that sends them into your email list. And that is where you're going to nurture with consistent, more valuable emails, continuing to talk about pain points that your offer will solve. And then from the email list is when you sell and make money. Essentially what this is, it creates a funnel, flywheel, and a circle of life to make your business, because the email sells the offer. The offer is how we create the deep dive. The videos are built based on what the deep dive is. We have a lead magnet that helps build more trust for the offer. And then we create more value within our email to then sell in email. This is the YouTube blueprint I use. So my goal is to create one deep dive a quarter. And then once I create my deep dive, I have the additional videos I can create off of that. So I know further in depth I can talk about. And what this does is it helps me quarterly have an offer that talks to the same audience over and over again, and always nurtures what my core offer is, which is coaching and consulting for business owners to help grow their business. So go do it. Go get some clients. And if you got questions on it, send me a DM on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to chat. It's at Ryan Weber Marketing. I don't have a call to action on this one. Get the YouTube blueprint, but talk to me. This is what I want to do. I want to make sure that you guys understand how you can use social media to actually grow your business. So see ya.